Here's everything you might have missed in the Cowboy Bebop opening credits. We'll be seeing you awfully soon, Space Cow people. On November 19, the highly anticipated live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop arrives on Netflix. The jazzy, action-packed space western will take us all around the universe with Spike Spiegel, Jet Black, Faye Valentine, and I'm the Data Dog. Arf arf. Our titular cowboys will hunt down bounties, reluctantly eat beef with bell peppers, and try to outrun their past. While we have yet to see a full trailer for the show, we have had a first look at images from the anime adaptation, which we broke down for you previously. Now, as part of their Tudum livestream event, Netflix unveiled the opening credits for the series, which pay homage to the anime's iconic opening credits. So much so that Netflix even made a side-by-side video showcasing how faithfully the creative team worked to preserve the tone of the original series. Set to the sweet strains of Yoko Kanno's Tank, the 1 minute and 46 second long intro sequence painstakingly recreates many moments from the original anime and is full of Easter eggs, clues, and references that can give a sense of what we can expect from the full show. We're going to break it down for you all in just a moment, but if you want to go into it unburdened with knowledge, make like Jet's famous beef and disappear.
So you wouldn't really call it bell peppers and beef, now would you?
Yes, I would.
Well, it's not!
The intro opens identically to the anime with a silhouette of John Cho as Spike Spiegel sparking up a cigarette. You shouldn't smoke, folks. Anyway, rather than break down each individual shot, which Netflix comparison already did exceedingly well, we're going to be focusing on the live action shots in the credits sequence and what they tell us about the show. For example, we get a great look at Jet's cybernetic enhancements, followed by a look at the cockpit of the Bebop. Next we see Faye wielding a small knife that looks a bit like a kunai. After that, we see Spike's trusty spaceship, the Swordfish 2, taking off from what appears to be either the asteroid colony of Tijuana from Asteroid Blues, the watery moon Ganymede based on the harbor we see here, or a colony on Mars. In the next shot, we see the terrifying Mad Pierrot, who first appeared in the 20th episode Pierrot Le Fou. He's a masked man dressed like a clown who gained superhuman abilities after being subjected to mysterious experiments that may or may not be inspired by the CIA's real-life MKUltra experiments. The episode title itself directly references Jean-Luc Godard's 1965 film of the same name. The character is inspired by a sad clown character archetype named Pierrot from Commedia dell'arte. We'll just have to wait and see if it leans into referencing the Batman storyline, The Killing Joke, as much as the original anime did. Next we see a mysterious man and a woman with a tattoo of a woman licking a gun. Honestly, we're a little stumped about who these two could be. It could be a unique riff on Vincent and Electra from Cowboy Bebop the movie, or given that we're likely heading to Ganymede, it could be Rint and Alyssa, a criminal and Jet Black's ex respectively. If you know, let us know in the comments below. That's followed by a scene of the Space Warriors, an eco-terrorist organization led by Twinkle Maria Murdoch, who dress up like an animal called the Ganymede Sea Rat to protest pollution. Appearing in Gateway Shuffle, they plan to steal a virus and unleash it on the moon of Ganymede if their demands weren't met. So it looks like biological warfare's back on the menu, boys! Next, we see Jet pruning one of his beloved bonsai trees while Spike chows down on some takeout from a restaurant with a cute octopus logo. At one point, we see Spike falling in silhouette, which is referencing Spike being thrown through a stained glass window of a church by his arch-nemesis Vicious in episode 5, Ballad of Fallen Angels. Moving on, we see Ted Bauer, aka the Teddy Bomber, an anti-capitalist terrorist on Mars who used explosive teddy bears in his attacks and first appeared in episode 22, Cowboy Funk. He's followed by Asimov and Katerina, a Bonnie and Clyde-inspired couple who play a major role in the anime's very first episode, Asteroid Blues. They're on the run from Asimov's old crime syndicate after he stole vials of Red Eye, or Bloody Eye, a performance-enhancing drug with some, shall we say, eye-popping side effects. Very gross. Flipping off of what appears to be an adult video store is Shaft, a man seeking revenge for his brother's death at the hands of a bad batch of magic mushrooms. Inspired by the Richard Roundtree character of the same name, he debuted in the infamous episode Mushroom Samba, which means that I hope we get to see this iconic Ein moment in live action. The next major moment is a shot of Vicious, the main villain of the series, twirling his trusty katana. Vicious is a high-ranking member of the Red Dragon crime syndicate, which Spike used to be a part of. The two used to be friends, just like on Veronica Mars, and were romantic rivals for the affections of a woman named Julia, who was also involved with the syndicate. Nowadays, Spike and Vicious are in a blood feud that won't end until one or both of them are dead. We also see Vicious walking through a fish market or dolphin morgue, flanked by Lin and Shin, siblings who are also members of the Red Dragon crime syndicate. This is followed by close-ups of Vicious with blood dripping off his sword, Julia shedding a stylized tear, and Gren dual-wielding pistols behind a bar at Rester House, a jazz club on Jupiter's moon of Callisto. Gren, a canonically gender-fluid character, plays a major role in the two-part Jupiter jazz storyline. They're a veteran who was subjected to experimental drugs while in prison. Now they work as a saxophonist at Rester House, where Julia was a regular for quite some time. In the next shot, we see Anna, the owner of Rester House, as well. After that, we see one of the single most iconic shots of the entire series. Vicious and Spike's showdown inside the church from Ballad of Fallen Angels. They have each other dead to rights, Spike holding a gun and Vicious holding a sword. We saw images of the church shootout previously, inspired by John Woo's The Killer, which means that one thing is for certain. Spike Spiegel is gonna fly through that stained glass window, and his life will flash before his eyes. After that, we see a very good boy indeed. Ein, a corgi with genius-level intellect after being subjected to scientific experiments. We then get a glimpse of Punch and Judy, the hosts of Big Shot, a cowboy-themed TV show for bounty hunters that gives viewers the latest updates on big-ticket bounties around the solar system. This stack of TVs is from Brain Scratch, the 23rd episode, in which the gang hunts down a mysterious cult leader named Dr. Lons, who communicates with his followers through TV broadcasts. It's a dark episode about the nature of self and identity, and it'll be fascinating to see them explored on the show. If you look closely at the stack of TVs, you can see what appears to be Bob at the very top, a cop on Ganymede with connections to Jet. Towards the bottom, you can see Spike wearing a strange set of augmented reality glasses, the crew of the Bebop, and what appears to be Andy, a wealthy bounty hunter who dresses like a cowboy for no reason, from the episode Cowboy Funk. On the right, you can see a shot of Jet's daughter Kimmy. In the middle, you can see Ein being a certified cutie. Next, we see close-ups of some familiar faces like Anna on the left. On the right, there is someone in a red suit who may or may not be Mao, the capo of the Red Dragon crime syndicate. Last but not least, in the next set of close-ups, to the left of a shot of Vicious shooting someone, we see a man who may or may not be Uday Taksim, an assassin whose attack on Jet cost him his arm. Anyway, folks, there you have it. That is everything we spotted in the Cowboy Bebop opening credits. Obviously, we're still waiting to see if we'll actually see Radical Edward or not in this series, but only time will tell. We'll all find out together when Cowboy Bebop debuts on Netflix on November 19th. In the meantime, though, tell us, what did you think of this opening credit sequence? Did you spot any Easter eggs that we missed? What do you hope to see from the series? Let us know in the comments below, and for all the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.